Hey there, artsy friends. Welcome to my shorty art journal series. I take a half-size composition notebook and turn it into an art journal. See all my pages I've done so far? Ta-da! There's a video for every single one. So if you saw something that caught your eye, ooh. Okay, so I was at a thrift store the other day and I found these napkins for 25 cents each. So I paid $1. And I have tried in the past to use the napkin technique and failed, but I'm going to try again because why not? So one thing I learned last time is, see, you pull it apart once and you think you're done, but you're not. There's another layer. So that's the tricky one. You got to find like, it's sometimes that one's really stuck together, but ta-da. So when you peel it all the way apart, it's usually 3-ply and the top layer is super thin. So you can see through it. And I thought, oh, the middle layer is kind of has a light pattern too. Maybe I'll use that. So I'm going to set that aside. So I have like this zebra stripe, and then I've got these big bold stripes. So they kind of remind me of a circus, and that will come into my page later. So I'm just peeling them apart. And if you want to know how I prepare these journals, I have a link down below. As well as a link to some other playlists from composition notebooks and art journals. So if you want lots of ideas, go ahead and check that out. Well, after you're done watching this, of course. So I'm just using Mod Podge to put my napkin on the page. And I am not a planner. I am very much a art journal in the moment. Just play, experiment, let your inner child create. So I'm just tearing around the edges and getting the Mod Podge right there to the edge. So Mod Podge you can use, it's like an adhesive, and it's also goes on top too. So you can use it in between layers. And so I'm just going to tear up little pieces and paste them around my page. And I have no idea what I'm going to do after that yet. Okay, the other thing I got for 25 cents at the thrift store was this little foam flower stamp. So I'm going to play with that. I'm going to test it out here on a test sheet real quick. Well, I need a little bit more ink. This ink pad I've had for probably 20 years. Let me see. What brand is it? Color Box. Pigment stamp pad, acid free, black. I'm looking at it right now and it says 25 cents. I actually got it used 20 years ago for 25 cents. And it still has ink. It's amazing. I love it when things last. Okay, so I'm just stamping some flowers around. So when you're building up a page, a lot of times like the background, it'll just kind of, the more layers that you put, the more the back kind of just starts to fade. So definitely don't worry. You shouldn't worry at all during the whole process, but especially at first when you're like, what am I doing? And I don't know if I like it. Just keep going. Just trust the process. So orange and pink always look good together. So I'm getting my neon orange out there and I'm trying to paint in between the stripes a little bit because I know as I go over it, the pink kind of starts turning more red, but oh well. So bring in some more yellow, lots of warm colors, playful, happy, yay. Makes me think of a carnival or clowns or something like that. All right, just drying that page off a little bit, and then I'm gonna just bring in my that's my tub of acrylic markers. I mean, not markers, paints. So I'm pulling out. I know I love like turquoisey colors, aqua colors with oranges and pinks and yellows. So I thought I'd do some stenciling next. So I've got kind of like this fish scale pattern and the numbers. So I'm going to start with this. And I'm kind of a sloppy stenciler. I know that if you're trying to be real crisp and clean, the less paint that you have, the better. It's better to go over it with really light paint so you don't get smearing. Because usually if you have too much paint, that's when it kind of bleeds under the stencil and gets kind of sloppy. But I'm kind of a sloppy artist. I would say an arter. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely like rebel against the perfectionism. I mean, there are things, I think we all have like areas of our life that we can be kind of perfectionistic, but I really try to not be a perfectionistic artist because I don't want that pressure, because I just really want to enjoy my time. So as you can see, that stencil in the bottom left did kind of get smushy and messy. And so I waited for a second for it to just kind of dry a little bit. And then I took a paper towel so at least you can kind of still see the shape. And then dry between layers. I've learned the hard way that if you don't dry, then I usually smudge something with my hand. So I have this adult coloring book that has some really fun patterns so I'm just going to use actually the background, like this grid, because I love black and white on color to make just the colors pop and kind of the contrast. And so I'm going to play around with these pieces and move them around the page. As you can see, I move around the pieces a lot and kind of experiment and take my hands off and step back and look. And oh, that glue stick didn't work very well, so I'm just going to use Mod Podge. And there's options. You know, you can see some of the pieces I put down go to the very edge of the page, and some are within the boundary of the page. I don't have like a steadfast rule, but I tend to pay attention to those kind of things. Like, you know, I've got some pieces coming out. I don't know. It's kind of fun to have some patterns or pieces that bleed off to the edge of the page, because it just looks like it's a continuation, I guess. And I wanted to do a little bit of finger painting. So a little white. Anytime you want to kind of change things up, I use either white paint or black paint to kind of create new spaces on the page where I can build on that and do some more color. Okay, so I am referring to my little quote book here, and I'm just going to make my quote on some piece of notebook paper, and I'm going to pre-tear out the size that I want and write on the page that way. So I don't know, you can do a lot of different methods. I could write my quote first and then rip it out, or, you know, since I am going to be gluing it on my page, I'm trying to figure out like how big I want it. I started out using the thinner Posca marker, but I'm like, you know, it's kind of big. I want thinner lines. So I'm just going to use a regular gel pen and write my quote with that. Okay, so my quote is, don't blame a clown for acting like a clown. Ask yourself why you keep going to the circus. Yeah. Kind of goes along with a book I'm reading called Let Them. And Mel Robbins, have you heard of her? She did the 5-second rule and about like motivating yourself to act. And I guess your brain, if you don't act in the first 5 seconds of like making a decision or having an impulse, then you most likely won't act on it. Yeah. So obviously you got to, use some discernment with that rule. But if you're laying in bed and you're like, I don't want to get out of bed. But if you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you just don't even give yourself the option to, hit the emergency brake type of thing. So that's kind of her thing. And then she just wrote another book and her other thing is Let Them. And that's more of like, okay, her first thing was all about controlling yourself. And now it's about, you can't control other people. So how can you not let them stress you out? You can just let them be and do and say and think whatever they want because you really don't have control anyway. So we have like a false sense of control and we think, oh no, people can't think that about me or whatever. And honestly, it's not terribly profound. You never read something or, something becomes wildly popular and you're like, dude, I could have written that book and sold 800 million copies. Actually, do you remember the movie in the 90s with Mel Gibson and what's her name? I forget her name. Oh, that's going to drive me crazy. I'll come back and probably type it up in the corner right there. Anyway, When a Man Loves a Woman, and she was a alcoholic. And anyway, at one point she is all upset and she was like, you make me feel blah, 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 blah. And he just kind of stopped her and looked at her and said, nobody can make you feel a way that you feel. You just feel the way that you feel, like you can't give people that much power over you. So, yeah, that was kind of a lesson I learned a long time ago. And I realized like, if we allow other people's thoughts, opinions, whatever, to just totally, mess with our head, then maybe we're just giving it too much power. Not that you should be a narcissist or like not care about other people, but, you get to decide how much you're just going to let your circumstances and other people wreck your world. Okay. So this is like glitter glue. So yeah, anyway, I wrote my quote and I wrote it in 2 colors. So it almost looks like it's like 3D, like when you're looking at something that's supposed to be 3D, but you don't have 3D glasses on and you got like the reds and the blues and it kind of looks like that. But anyway, that is my page. Ta-da! So thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed my process. It's not my favorite page, but that's okay because I can turn the page and start over and make another one. So I hope you come back and hang out with me again. Have a blessed day. Don't keep going to the circus.